Dating after 60 often brings moments that surprise people in quiet ways. The way women greet you when they have gone without intimacy for a long period of time reveals far more than many men ever notice. Many older men do not realize that the first 5 seconds of her greeting can show more truth than anything she might later explain with words. A woman's hello is not just politeness or good manners. It is a soft confession written through her body language, her tone, and the amount of physical space she either opens or carefully protects between you. When a woman has lived without emotional or physical closeness for a long time, her energy tells her story before she ever begins to speak. The way she says hello, how long her smile stays, the softness or guarded quality in her eyes, none of these details appear by chance. They are signals, and when you truly pay attention, they reveal a great deal about her emotional inner world and her unspoken needs. Hi, it is Vernon again. In today's conversation, I want to share 4 psychological patterns in how women greet you when they have been missing intimacy and what each pattern quietly communicates about her emotional state, her hidden longings, and what she is expressing without words. Before we go any further, do me a small favor. Tap the like button and subscribe to this channel so you do not miss future discussions about attraction psychology, emotional awareness, and relationships after 60. These topics matter more than most people are willing to admit, and I am genuinely glad you are here for them. Let us begin with the first one, because it often catches men off guard when they are not expecting it. Sometimes a woman offers what I would call an overly warm greeting. Touch arrives before words do. This happens when she reaches toward you even before she fully says hello. It might be a hug that lasts just a second longer than usual. It could be her hand resting briefly on your arm as she greets you, or her standing slightly closer than necessary, even though a smile from a distance would have been enough. Her body arrives before her voice has time to follow. If you are not paying close attention, you might assume she is simply being friendly, but that is rarely the full story. This type of greeting often comes from emotional hunger that she has not openly admitted, even to herself. When a woman has not been touched with genuine affection and presence for a long time, her body begins to crave connection in ways she may not consciously recognize. So when she sees you, someone familiar, someone she feels safe around, her instinct is to close the space between you. Not because she is deliberately flirting, but because she is trying to feel noticed again. The skin is the largest organ of the body, and as one psychologist once told me, it remembers. When intimacy fades, the body keeps track of what is missing. It reaches outward, sometimes with a quiet urgency, searching for even the smallest sense of closeness or warmth. Let me share a simple experience. A few years ago, I ran into an old colleague at a community gathering. She greeted me with a hug that felt different. It was warm, yes, but it also lingered, as if she were holding on not just to me, but to the feeling of being held itself. We talked for about 10 minutes, and during that time, she lightly touched my shoulder twice. Casual on the surface, but intentional beneath it. Later, I learned she had been living alone for 3 years. Her husband had passed away, and she was not searching for romance or excitement. She was searching for reassurance that she still mattered to someone. That brief touch quietly said, "I miss being seen." Diane Ackerman once wrote, "We are not our best selves when no one touches us. Touch is the first language we learn and the last one we give up." When a woman greets you with warmth that feels a little too quick or slightly too eager, she is not crossing boundaries. She is compensating. Her body is asking for what her voice does not yet feel safe enough to say. Remind me that I still exist. If this resonates with you, share this with a friend or in a space where these conversations truly matter. Understanding female psychology and subtle signals of attraction can completely change the way we connect with women, especially later in life. But not every woman greets you with warmth. Some greet you with distance, not because she is uninterested, but because she is guarding what little emotional strength she still has left. The more contained she appears, the more she may actually be holding inside. That calm, careful greeting is not emptiness. It is emotion held tightly, waiting for the right moment to surface. Have you ever met a woman whose greeting felt kind, yet something in you sensed she was holding back? She smiles. She is polite. She might ask how you have been, but her body stays just a step away. Her arms remain close to her sides. Her eyes meet yours briefly, then drift away, like she is opening a door just enough to look through, but not enough to invite anyone fully inside. This is emotional self-protection. When a woman has been overlooked, disappointed, or emotionally starved, she learns to protect herself by offering friendliness without real vulnerability. Her smile becomes armor. Her politeness becomes a quiet wall. She greets you not to deepen a bond, but to avoid the pain of being hurt again. Hemingway once said, "The most painful thing is losing yourself in the process of loving someone too much." And that is exactly what she fears. So she smiles gently, keeps her distance, and waits to see whether you approach with care rather than expectation. And remember, you matter too. She has not forgotten that. She is safeguarding it. This kind of emotional caution is very common in people who spent years giving far more than they ever received. After enough disappointment, they begin to associate openness with danger. Their nervous system learns to hesitate at closeness, to remain polite, pleasant, and controlled while quietly keeping love at arm's length. So when she greets someone new, her body carries a silent message. I want connection, but I do not trust what happens next. Many men misread that space as rejection when it is really fear wrapped in good manners. Her body language softly says, I am here, but not fully. She is not cold. She is careful. And the longer she has gone without intimacy, the thicker that invisible wall can become. As the poet once wrote, your task is not to seek love, but to find the barriers within yourself that you have built against it. For her, that barrier is not permanent. It is temporary protection until she feels safe again. And sometimes, behind that polite distance, something deeper is quietly waiting. Many women over 60 carry longing and hesitation at the same time. They want connection, but they are afraid of the emotional cost of opening their heart again. Long periods of loneliness can make even the simplest greeting feel heavy with meaning. A gentle smile can carry sorrow and hope at once. A warm greeting can hide a deep hunger for affection. A distant greeting can mask the fear of being hurt again. What looks simple on the surface is often shaped by everything she has lived through. Abandonment, years spent caring for others, bereavement, long stretches of feeling invisible, or relationships where she gave deeply and received very little in return. This stage of life teaches people to protect themselves, but it also teaches them to value genuine connection more than ever before. Women who greet you with warmth are often craving touch they no longer receive. Women who greet you with distance are protecting the last fragile pieces of their softness. Women who greet you with constant talking are trying to feel alive again. And women who greet you with silence are hoping you will notice their soul before you notice their words. When you learn to see these greetings for what they truly are, you begin to understand women not through age, appearance, or clever conversation, but through presence. And presence speaks louder after 60 than at any other time in life. When a woman greets you this way, it is often because she has felt emotionally numb for far too long. She does not know whether to move closer or pull away. Her soul hesitates before her body decides what to do. In that brief pause, she is asking a silent question: can I still feel safe here? This is the greeting of a woman grieving lost intimacy, not only physical closeness, but the feeling of being known, desired, and valued without having to explain herself. When that has been missing for a long time, she forgets how to step into it again. So she waits, observes, and quietly checks the emotional temperature to see if trust might be possible. I remember meeting a woman named Bella at a small gathering last year. She greeted me with a soft smile and a slight nod, but she did not speak right away. Her eyes held mine for 3 or 4 seconds, long enough to be noticed and long enough to feel intentional. Later, she shared that she had not had a meaningful conversation with a man in over a year. Not because she did not want one, but because she had forgotten how to begin. Sometimes, she said softly, you lose the language of connection, and you fear that if you try to speak it again, no one will understand you. That silent greeting was her way of saying, I am here, but I am tender right now. So meet her gently. When intimacy becomes softer, it can still be deeply meaningful. She is not avoiding closeness. She is simply checking whether closeness is still possible. And in that quiet moment, she is offering more of herself than you may realize. By now, it should be clear that a greeting is never just a small act. It is a doorway into the story she carries and the walls she is slowly learning to lower after 60. Attraction psychology is not loud or dramatic. It lives in subtle details, in how she greets you, how long she stays present, how gently she steps back. If you pay real attention, you will begin to understand that female body language is a language of its own. It must be read with full awareness, not just with your eyes or your ears. As a nice nin once said, we do not see things as they are, we see them as we are. So when a woman greets you in one of these ways, remember she is not just showing up, she is revealing who she has become in the absence of intimacy. And that kind of revelation takes courage. Which of these greetings have you noticed most in your own life? Were you the man who recognized the signals and responded with care, or the one who missed them? Share your thoughts in the comments. Your experience may help another man understand what women so often communicate without saying a single word.